All right. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome back to the There Will Be Peace podcast, hosted by myself, Queen Alexis, and also Pharaoh the Barber. How you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, 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 yeah.
How you,
Everybody's. To
how
all
you
the peoples
doing?
on YouTube that subscribe so far, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. But we're trying to get the subscribers and the views up. So
Mm-hmm.
if you will, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It'll definitely help us out to get our message out there to the people.
And if you're new to our show and you already been on YouTube and everything, just like and subscribe right down there and everything, and tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your mama
Just have
name,
some more friends.
to tell your
Tell your
cousin
mama, tell your
name,
daddy, tell your greasy grandmammy. No, I'm just kidding.
all of that. All of that. Um, we are brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, Amani Queen.
Us.
Us. Yo, we are not only are we a podcast host, but we're also our entrepreneurs. We have our own beauty care line. Um, I have a skincare line called Amani Queen for the body and for the mind. I sell uh, sugar scrubs, body shea butters, um, bath salts, massage oils, whatever you need just to relax after a hard day, and everything. And Pharaoh
and I
here. Mhm.
I I I sell hair and beard oil and also body bars. Soon
and
come
it's
though, because I
and
got
it's
to I got to restock it. So
and it's called Confidence Hair and Beard Oil. So, yo, look out for us. We are on Facebook and on Instagram. You can find Amani Queen at facebook.com/ Amani, AMANI Queen 1990. And Farrell, tell them where they can find you.
it's actually it's two places you can find me because I am also a barber. So for those of us in the Chicago area on the mighty west side, if you're looking for a dependable, efficient barber with dope customer service, look no further than your boy. Um, I am on Instagram. Page one is Pharaoh underscore the underscore barber three. And
Hmm.
for the confidence page is confidence underscore hair underscore beard underscore oil. And then, I also have a booking site. So if you see something you like on the page, as far as the haircuts go, you just go to book.thecut.co/ Pharaoh the barber and
Hmm.
make your appointment.
All right. And today we are going to be talking about, that toxic love, that
Yeah,
trauma
yeah,
love,
yeah,
that
yeah. We talking about that. We're gonna talk about that.
that
And we go also talk about
it's
how it affects uh child rearing and you know uh relationship as a whole, And we not just gonna scratch the surface. Oh, and before we start, disclaimer. We are not relationship gurus.
mm-mm.
We are not relationship gurus. We are just talking about the stuff that we see and the stuff that we've been through together as during our relationship. We are not certified and we can't help you. We can help you, but we can't help you at the same time. Put it that way. We just, you know what I mean. We can give you what worked for us, and we can also give you some resources that we find that work for us. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's you gotta put in the work. Whatever
So,
works for you, put in the work.
yep.
You want it to work, put in the work.
So, without further ado, let's talk about what this is. For um, those who have, joined us last week and everything. And if you haven't gone back to the introduction of where we told about our relationship stories and everything, how interesting that was going
Yeah,
coming
for real.
together. But we touched on a couple of things dealing with trauma from past romantic relationships, and we also um, we're gonna elaborate more into that because we also gonna talk about today not only the trauma that we experience and from past relationships, romantic relationships, but also some of the traumas that we experienced growing up and how it
Yep.
affects our views on love, on relationships, on even child rearing. So yeah, we're gonna talk about our baggage. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we about to get deep with it too, so get ready. So
So,
you know,
um,
what
let's start right here. Everybody know about what relationships. You come in there, you have your honeymoon phase and everything. You think this one is the one and everything is cool. But we really don't discuss the baggage. We don't talk about our baggage. When we come in, we gotta put forth this representative of a person. You know, I gotta make sure that oh, I'm giving you my best so you can stay with me. I don't want to give you my worst and you that's gonna make you leave at once you see this at my worst. But every now and then in a relationship, something triggers something the other person do or say will um trigger you and
mm,
without a notice, without
without
um
warning, pretty much.
warning, you already in that same space. You're back in that
Right.
space that you was when you experienced the first time. So
Mm,
now that happened with us
a lot.
a whole lot. So
So
who want to start with their baggage? Let's go on unpack the baggage of what we
I
experienced
mean,
in a
you got
relationship.
so much. Where you want to start? Hell,
I start with myself. I
okay.
start with me first, and then we're gonna go to you. Gather your baggage. Go on, gather that baggage, okay? Go on, gather. Now, for those who don't understand, or for those who not really uh aware of, you know, the baggage and everything, it's all the stuff that you've dealt with growing up, going into relationships, and everything. What life gives you. Baggage is all the unhealed stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, relationship wise, I have always ended up being the side chick. Like always. Unintentionally and intentionally. Usually the intentionally followed after literally after I found out that I was unintentionally the side chick. Getting with guys and thinking, you know, this is nice and everything. You know, they really like me and everything. And later finding out, oh, you got somebody. Or I'm the rebound, but not quite the rebound because you still with that person. So
Mm-hmm.
after a while, I will have this up and down, this emotional roller coaster of, okay, I found out I'm the side chick. Well, forget all this. Forget all this. I might as well go and do my thing. Find somebody that I know for a fact that is with somebody and just oh I like you, I want to deal with you, not me saying that to them, but find out okay you ain't all the way single, so let me deal with this, deal with you because it's easier. Find out later on nah it wasn't. um yep, I'm telling all my business on here.
I'm
That
just waiting on you to finish because I got some stuff you probably don't even know. I might have mentioned it, but I didn't go into depth with it. So
yeah. Ultimately I ended up in an affair with a married man for over a decade. We're not gonna mention his name. We're not gonna mention his
no, we're
name.
not.
We're not gonna
We're not
mention his
gonna mention his name. We're
name.
not
Look, we're not gonna
because
mention his
I
name. But
that was gonna maybe detrimental to everybody. So
everybody, we
we
can't
just
go.
leave the name out of it. We just we gonna still gonna talk about it. We just not gonna. Well, I'm not. She not gonna mention no names. I may mention a couple because
Don't
I
mention
want
no
people.
names. Stop dropping names. Anyway,
Yeah, all right. People need to know
but
what they're getting into when they get into it. You know what I'm talking
but
about?
I ended up in an affair with a married man at a very young age. I was 18 and he was older, so way older, and thinking that it was easier because at that time when I got with him or met him, I was in a relationship where I ended up side chick finding out I can't even say I was the side chick with that relationship. I was like the appetizer. He had so many sides. I'm like, am I a corner chick or something? Because it's more than one of us. If it's just me and her, that's one. But you got me, her, her. Whoo, what the hell? So he was doing his thing. I didn't know it. I fell in love. I thought this was God said because the guy who I was dealing with, that I was in a relationship with, I met him at church and everything. Woo! He loved the Lord. I know his family and everything. Yeah. He was a
And they didn't
holy.
know nothing about him.
Look, he was a holy whore. He was a holy whore. And I was just devastated. I was heartbroken about it because I was like, you ain't even have to do this. Like, just kept it 100 with me and broke up with him, still kind of devastated and stuff. Y'all don't mind me with this hair. I'm trying to see. It's big and poofy. But I'm trying to I just I didn't want to deal with nobody. I shut my heart off, and like I always did, and ended up voluntarily being a side chick. Now this time, instead of being a side chick to somebody who had just a girlfriend, it was a side chick to a married man. Now I know better. I know I knew better with this one because I knew the outcome. I knew the outcome. This wasn't
Because he
nothing
wasn't
new.
gonna leave his wife for you.
He wasn't gonna leave his wife for me, and if he did, it was a slim to none chance he coming to me.
That part.
And
He either came to you, but you'd have been with about 3, 4 other motherfuckers.
that's
You
that's
know.
what I'm about to say. Like, and if he did come to me, I'm taking her spot. I'm taking her spot. Now I got to worry about whether or not, you know, he dealing with somebody else. But I stayed
Right.
on with it, and we had our fun. We did our thing. It was. I'm not gonna say it was like meaningless, but meaningless because it wasn't the right situation. And it lasted years, on and off years, on and off years. Every time, even some of them times, after me and Brandon broke up, me and Farrell broke up. Yep, I ran back to him. It became an addiction, but it affected everything else. When I got with Brandon, Brandon was different. But I wasn't expecting it because I know what I've been through in romantic relationships. Um, I'm on, either he got somebody else. He's just too good to be true. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. Uh, that you can't. This dude is coming to me and he ain't got nobody on the side or something wrong with him. Now I'm not saying the brother perfect because he sure ain't. Just
No, I'm
sure ain't.
not. I'm not. I'm not.
But at the same time, this is what I'm coming into the relationship with. I'm expecting to be a side chick. I'm expecting everything to go wrong. So the beginning of our relationship, it started with me. It started with me and it was stupid. That was the first argument. Like I said last week, with communication. It dealt with, oh, I'm feeling like he's distancing, so he cheating, or I'm not really his main. So I ended up there go that trigger. And he looked at
Mm-hmm.
that first argument. I mean, I kept hanging up on me, hanging up on him, talking about it to the point where he called my mama phone.
I did.
Remember? Talking about, can you please talk to her? All I'm doing is at work. I'm just at work. I don't know where she getting this from. But I have not told him at that time. I didn't tell him this is where I'm coming from. And this is my baggage. And I just lashed out. And another thing about with baggage is that no, you don't talk about it, but then you expect the other person to heal it. Mm.
And you can't,
And
because
you can't.
that person, first of all, he or she is just coming into you.
Hmm.
They just coming into you, so they don't know what to do at that point because they just met you. They trying to feel you out just like you trying to feel them out. And then you know certain things may trigger you that they don't know about because they don't know you. They just
No.
met you. They gotta spend time with you in order to get to know what's what's triggering to you and what's triggering for them. And that's where communication come in at, like we talked about last week. But
So let me ask you this. Should that be, because in my opinion, I know everybody was like, be like, that first date, that first conversation, not so much the first date, but give it like a month or two after y'all get out the surface questions. Should people talk about the baggage?
yeah, because I mean, if you don't know where they came from, how you gonna know where you're going?
I'm
So you get
true, but I know there'll be some folks that probably look at it like, dang, I'm on in the honeymoon phase right quick. And it's not really that much so. You're not ruining you're ruining it if you don't talk about it. If you don't actually, if you feel like this person is somebody that I really want to get serious with, I really want to get to know, I really want to have a relationship with and everything, then we need to have a conversation. And we didn't have that conversation because my
not right
triggers
off.
went off, and then I did something to make his triggers go off. I'm gonna be over here for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, first of all, let's talk about not the beginning, but when I started dating seriously, right? So, I was always well, I ain't gonna lie, when in the beginning, when I say like 16, 17, awkward stage,
Hmm.
just coming into my own, not really knowing where to go, who to talk to, and all that kind of stuff. So it felt weird at first. But then when I started dating for real, I ain't gonna lie, I dated people older than I was because I used to always hang with OGs. I hang with people that was older than me because
Oh,
that's
me
who I
too.
related to. That's who I related to. And then, I would date somebody older than me, henceforth my first marriage. And then I would date somebody either my age or younger. It's my second marriage. So with
Hi.
with
Look,
right,
I'm the younger.
right,
Hi.
right. But back to the story. So what she did, other than do a background check on me, yeah, you thought I forgot that, didn't you? But anyway, she did a background check on me, and I'm like, "The hell you doing a background check on me for?" She's like, "Cause I'm trying to see I'm trying to see what's happening." I said, "I already told you everything." You
Not
know what I'm saying?
been
I
very.
already told you everything. Like I ain't got no record, so you ain't gonna find that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't crazy, so I ain't in the, my records ain't in the mental hospital. You know what I mean? And I ain't rap too tight, yeah, but that's on another level. Like,
But like I'm not crazy enough to be on my record.
Right.
Is that
Well, I
what
ain't
you
that
say?
crazy.
I
I
am
ain't that crazy. I'm crazy, but I ain't that crazy.
crazy enough to be on my record.
But to the to the point of the conversation, like my baggage was other than my first marriage falling apart. I had situations to where I was the sad dude.
Mm, mm.
I was the sad dude, right? I knew there was one of them. I knew I was a sad dude. She kept telling me she gonna leave the guy. She gonna leave the guy. She gonna leave the guy. By the time she left him, I had already said fuck it because I'm like, you giving me all these promises and you ain't showing me nothing. You're not
Now,
showing improvement to me right now. And
now
yes,
let me
she was older than me.
now let me interrupt here because I find it interesting that for side dudes, you dealing with women that's got somebody, they'll let you know I'm with somebody from jump. With women, we find out.
Yeah.
We don't get and we don't find out about him. We find out about old girl coming at us.
Either that or you find out you ain't supposed to find out. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So
So it's one of those things where, man, when you dating somebody, the first date, that's they uh representative. That's not who the person really is. That's the representative. And if my thing is, let me know what's gonna be what in the beginning, so then that way there won't be no surprises. You know what I'm saying? I need to know, like, what is this gonna be? This gonna be us exclusively, or is this gonna be us and like two, three, four other people? Let me know, so I know how to move. You know what I'm saying? Don't.
you and me and them.
Right, right, right. So they, like I say, don't give me no surprises, man. Let me know, and then to the mental health piece, I gotta throw this in there because this all this is a part of it. It ties in. So
Mhm.
a lot of people can't take the fact that they second fiddle to another person, and a lot of people will eventually lash out and God forbid hurt somebody because of it. So you can't play with people's mental like that. You gotta let them know ahead of time so they know how to move. So they'll know, hey, this what they on. Okay, I'm gonna be on this. And until y'all say, until y'all actually sit down and have a conversation and say, well, we're gonna make this exclusive, then you just need to move accordingly. Now there will be feelings getting in the picture. Don't think it
Mhm.
won't. Because if you constantly interacting with this person and touching with this person and eventually sleeping with this person, there will be feelings that come up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And here you are trying to process everything. Process what all of this is going into. Well, now that's the romantic side, the romantic relationship side. Uh, a part of this baggage is this, and I know we ain't the only ones that going through
No,
this.
hell no.
Part of the baggage that we bring to relationships is also the trauma and the baggage from our childhood.
Mm,
Yeah. So that affects our view of ourselves when it's a traumatic situation. It is. When you look at what your worth is in a relationship with somebody else, or you looking for somebody just to love you differently than how you've been loved at that time. For me, I came from a single parent home. My mama, raised by my mama and my grandmama, we was all in the same house. So it's kind of like single parent, but still two parents instead of being mom and dad. But my dad, I didn't meet my father until I was 8. And with my dad, I didn't know until when I was grown and everything that the reason why he was in and out. I had a part-time dad. He wasn't all the way in, he wasn't all the way out. but he was in and out because later on found out it's hella kids. It's a whole lot of kids.
It's an army of them, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, it's like 20 of
And
them, and still counting.
and I just wanted him to be there full time. I see other people and I see other kids and see other girls with their dads and their daddy little girl. And I wanted to be daddy little girl, but he ain't staying around long enough. So ta-da. They said
but
you
see,
expect so
but
your
see,
girls grow up and end up with their daddy. So
right,
ta-da, I ended up with my daddy. I
but
ended up with
with
emotionally unavailable men.
but
Romantic
then with
unavailable men too. So
right, he couldn't be there because he had 40 million other kids to tend
but
to.
I never knew why he went on such a rampage like he did. Cause some of us is ghetto twins, then a mug. Same
Yeah,
it. Here you go. What was that triggered? What was it that made him go into that direction that obviously he was self-medicating,
yeah,
whatever
and
it
it
was.
was and self medication could mean anything. It could be sex,
It could be
drugs,
drugs, it could be
alcohol.
alcohol, but
You know, it could be all that.
I'm bringing this also into relationships. Of I just need you to be consistently loving me, not part time, not every now and then, not when it's convenient. But if you say you love me, you need to love me consistently. So
Yeah,
I was looking for that. And when I did not get it, when I found out I'm the side chick, then I go, well, might as well go all the way. Which that also brought up my body count because I was doing the same thing, self-medicating from the pain I was feeling of the heartbreak that I was getting and everything.
hmm
So I had my whole phase. A lot of time, my whole phase came a lot of time. I was MVP of it. Yep, sure did. I admit it. But it got me nowhere. So when I got into this relationship, yeah, I had them triggers. Yeah, I was expecting the worst and not the best. And I had to jump through hoops with him. He had to jump through hoops with me, and lack of communication there. And on top of that, yeah, a recipe for disaster. But
It's always a recipe for disaster when you don't communicate. You know,
yeah,
as Corey would say, you know, my homie Corey, he say communication rules the nation, and when you ain't talking,
at
you
all.
know,
It, it, oh,
it's a disaster. It's crazy, you know. But for me, it wasn't that I had both of my parents until I was probably like 6 or 7. Then they got divorced, and then my dad remarried at 89 or 90. So they just celebrated their 32-year anniversary on the 25th. So I had my dad, my mom, and my other mother, but they weren't perfect either. You know, especially my dad, and my other mother. They boy, when they was at it, they was at it. And so I saw that, and then with him and my mom, they didn't get at it as much, but they got at it still. And it was like dealing with that, and then dealing with some other stuff that was going on at the time. It was it was uh it was just whirlwind at that point. But I
it,
had the huh?
I said, yeah, yeah.
That- I handled it different though. I didn't honestly I didn't have a vice to kind of block out everything that was going on. But maybe I did. I just don't remember what it was. But it wasn't nothing that's gonna be detrimental to me or nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of dealt with it.
So you think? So you
That I
think?
said kinda. I said kinda.
So you think?
I said
Um,
kinda.
Now with the childhood trauma, let's fast forward. We got that childhood baggage of growing up. There's a divorce, part-time dad, single mom. See her struggling. You see my mom trying to raise us after the divorce, and then you got the other dad remarried another person and everything, and they going through their stuff too, and you growing up into that. Now let's
Right.
fast forward into what everybody be like, I want my happily ever after. I do. I want my happily ever after. I want a house on a hill and white picket fence and two kids and my husband and my wife, and we gonna live happily ever after with all this
Until the bullshit comes up.
with all this baggage. So for me, and we have now, before we go into this, I'm gonna tie this all together with we had a trauma bond. I knew about him being the side dude. Yep, the side chick and the side dude got together. Look at Jesus. And we made
And
a
it and
whole
it and,
deal.
and this, for me, it always wasn't. I always wasn't the sad dude. It's just sometimes I would come into another
Situation.
relate, right? And or
Situation.
either that, they just got out of a situation and weren't really trying to be with nobody. They
That's
just
all I'm
wanted
saying.
the
That the
physical. So it's
side
just like,
chick and the side dude came together and made a meal.
right. And
Good
it was a good meal. Now, don't get me wrong,
meal.
it wasn't no bad meal. It was,
But we became
ouch, ouch,
parents.
ouch.
We ended up, him and I became parents in the midst of our drama.
Yep.
Like literally in the midst of our drama. Like I broke up with him and 2 weeks later had to call him back and go, so are you busy? How your schedule looking for the next 18 years? 20.
Now, mind you, when she said that, we had just broke up, right?
Terribly.
We had
Terrible.
just broke up. It was horrible.
It
It
was a
was
horrible
horrible, as
breakup.
I call it.
We
Terrible.
we threw
We
hands.
just broke up. So when she called me, I'm like, what the hell is she calling me for? I don't want to deal with you no more. We ain't together no more. So I asked her, like, what's up? What's going on? She say, so what you doing for the next 18 years? I'm like, what? She say, what you doing for the next 18 years? I'm like, woman, what is you trying to tell me?
What's your schedule? Can you
And
fit
then,
in fatherhood? Because I
right. And that's when she basically told me she was pregnant. And I'm like, what? Like, how you get pregnant?
how
Like,
you
we,
think?
but my mind at that time was thinking like we broke up. The last time we had was then I thought did the math. I said, damn,
6 weeks. And I
6 weeks
found out I
ago.
was 6 weeks pregnant. I was like, oh no, oh no, I
But
can't
let me add this to it though. Let me add this to it though, because somebody had said we may break up and then you're gonna wind up pregnant. Remember that? And it wasn't
yeah,
me that said it.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
said that.
And I was
So
like, I don't want to deal with this because I knew how toxic we was together. I'm like, we
yeah,
always breaking up. And literally when I said we was toxic dating, anybody that know us know that
they
we
knew
broke up every week.
every week and got back together every week.
The next week.
Yep.
So we broke
But
up. We was taking turns. Every other week we broke up. The next week we back. It was like a
mm-hmm.
whole joint custody situation in our
Situation.
relationship.
But wait. Let's add this in there, right? We was talking about vices a minute ago. So
Mhm.
what was our vice for us to get back together?
Our advice,
Our vice. What was our vice that made us get back together every week
fucking,
after we broke up?
fucking.
Exactly. So
What's wrong
when we
with
talk, so we and not only that, we
banging
outside. We outside with it. There know some freaks
hotel
on the channel.
rooms?
Hotel rooms, outside,
Yeah,
outside at the beach. You did what I'm saying? At the
but
bird sanctuary, you did. But
stop.
be
I
that,
said no names, and you naming names and places.
I'm just naming places. But be that as it may.
You about to get fired.
Oh hush. Be that as it may. We saying all that to say
It was toxic.
And it was toxic in the early part of it. It was very, very toxic. It was
And
very toxic.
you would think most there's some women that and probably y'all, would have gone got that handle because this is toxic. I don't want to go through this. But at the time for me, when I found out I was pregnant, me and him had several conversations about him saying, I want to be a husband and I want to be a father. More so of the father part. He said, I want to be a father so bad. I'm getting in my 30s. I'm in my 30s and I ain't got no kids. I don't know if I can have kids. I want to be a dad so bad. I want to have a child of my own. And I'm like, even though it was toxic, my smart self, so-called smart self was like, aha, Eureka. Okay, this is not a bad thing because he wants to be a dad. Okay, cool. Hey, I can tell him we pregnant. I'm pregnant with his baby, and then we're gonna live happily ever after. And then not
Mm.
at the end, we still can't stand each other at this time.
But wait, let's add in to the fact that people was in both of our ears.
Both of our ears. So
You
that's
know what I
adding
mean?
on to the recipe for disaster. I'm pregnant, and I got people telling me pretty much you're gonna be by yourself. He about to leave. He about to leave. Oh, the people in my ear also was going around mutual
Spreading lies.
spreading lies, saying, "Oh, he's saying that you ain't pregnant and
Yeah,
everything."
I didn't talk to nobody.
Look, I didn't have people come over, but like because he said he going around saying that you acting like you pregnant, you really not pregnant, and we don't see you pregnant now. Granted, when I was pregnant with our daughter, I didn't show because I was already fluffy. So
That she would let you eat.
yeah, but you wasn't gonna see nothing. With Zion, oh, you knew I was pregnant in my face, in my neck, in my arms, in my belly, everything. Pregnant.
Look, nose spread wide across her face and everything.
But with all of the stuff going on, we not together. We're not able to come together. Not only we're not together, but we're not able to come together to talk about what's the next plan. And finding out much later on that during that time, even after she was born, during that time, both of us was just scared.
Mm-hmm.
But had
Because
not, go ahead.
as much as I wanted to be a parent, when it finally happened, I wanted to be a parent still, but I was scared because I'm like, am I gonna be a good dad? Do I have enough experience to be a parent and all of that? And the parents out there, y'all know it. You'll never be ready to be a parent. Sometimes it's just when you have a kid, it's on the job training,
Yeah.
continuous on the job training. So you can't be prepared, but you got to be prepared at the same time because your mind state switches. Well, at least it's supposed to when you have
And we
kids.
was fighting about some simple,
Stupid shit.
stupid stuff.
Stupid. It was stupid. It was stupid all the way around. We had people that in the poetry community that know us that really wanted to see us succeed, was pulling us to the side like, look,
Y'all
you
need to
know what I'm saying?
stop,
Y'all
please.
need to stop all of this.
But we was
Because y'all ain't gonna do nothing to
mad.
get back together that next week. So y'all might as well just shut the hell up and deal with each other. And
But that time around, we didn't get back together the next week. But we was
no,
constantly going at it, constantly going reacting off of what outside influences was saying. That also was triggering trauma, like memories for
mm-hmm,
us. I know I can't speak for him. I know for me, when I heard, oh, he claiming, oh, if you are pregnant, that ain't his baby. You don't know who the baby is. You don't know who the baby daddy is. That triggered my abandonment issues from my dad.
mm-hmm.
Him not
But
always being there. So I'm like, I'm about to go through the same thing. History about to repeat itself now with my baby. And then it really magnified when I found out I was having a girl. It was like, oh no, no, I can't watch her go through this. I know what it is, how it is to go through it. I can't watch her go through this. I can't watch her go through this. And try to talk to him about it, but something happened on like I will have the mindset going into it. I'm gonna have this conversation with him, and we need to sit down and be adults and work things out and everything. But then before we meet up to talk about it, the issue at hand, something else got said, something else got done, something else got said. So when we meet up, what happened? Oosh.
We arguing again. And then let me add this to it too, right?
Uh-huh.
So the people that was in her ear, I wasn't even talking to about the situation. I ain't even say nothing to nobody really
And
about nothing.
there was some people that was in your ear that I ain't said nothing to.
Exactly. The only people I talked to was my dad. The only people I talked to him and my mom because I was staying with my mom at the time. So
And
they're the only two people I talked to about the whole situation, and my
and that
grandmama.
ain't who I was getting the stuff from.
Exactly. It was people. This goes back to what we were talking about last week. People love drama.
Yep.
And obviously, people liked our drama enough to keep that shit going, so we could keep constantly arguing and fussing and fighting, so they could look at us like, look at they dumb ass,
See?
constantly arguing and fussing and fighting and shit. And they don't even know that I started that shit because wanted to see them keep arguing and fussing and fighting. You know what I mean? And at that point in time, we didn't realize it until like after we sat down and had a conversation. She didn't believe me when I told her that I didn't say none of that stuff at first.
I ain't believe him for years. I'm gonna tell the truth. I ain't
She
years.
didn't. She
We
didn't. She
was
didn't believe
selling
me
our
for
marriage. I was like, you still did.
right. She like you had said this. I say no, I did not. I never said that. And the
But
guy
that's
that you got that from, I don't talk to him about what's going on with me and you.
but that's the thing. That was the thing with me. And I admit it was with me that instead of actually believing it, instead of processing it and and actually finding out for myself that it wasn't true. I took it as bond. Word is your bond. You usually hang out with dude. You talking about this how you feeling and everything. And this how you feeling about me and your daughter, and you put me through all of that for no reason, knowing I ain't cheated. And I held on to that, and I just took that hurt and that pain and that trauma and I added on to the rest. I just kept packing this damn baggage over and over and over and over again. Most of I couldn't let it go, even to the point that recently during the pandemic, it triggered and I had to go. We've been
Yeah, because we had a conversation about how we was gonna move with our newfound flame, and she said some stuff, and I'm like, so you gonna make me jump through hoops again? Because over something that happened that we already had discussed and already had hashed that out. Why would you do that? And
yeah.
so,
Good thing I had the tools at this time have been through therapy and where I got the right tools to process it. At that time, I didn't. But there was some
yeah,
stuff that I just triggered with you, and I had
yeah,
to jump through hoops, especially when it
mm,
came to the aftermath of your first marriage
my first
divorce.
marriage. Oh, wait, let's before we get into that, right? Because that's what I'm getting ready to say. Getting ready to segue into that.
Hmm.
So you remember that time we had? I think we went to we was on 79th and Exchange. We had went to a poetry set,
Ah, yes. Shout out to
and then you
Alana.
shout out to Alana, and you told me
That's the
that
only name we dropping.
that's the
The
only name he tried.
only name.
And you told me that you had called my first wife
Oh yeah.
to find out what's happening. Now,
Okay. Can we talk about why?
hold on, but let me finish though. So, fellas, ladies, listen very closely. If you're in a relationship with somebody new, and they tell you, "Oh, I was in the marriage, it didn't work out," and they told you the logistics of said marriage, do not go behind that person's back and call the other person to find out their side of the story. I mean, yeah, it's three sides to every story. It's your side, their side, and the truth somewhere down the middle. I get that. But if you in a relationship with the new person, right? The new person shouldn't go back and try to find out the other person's side of the story unless y'all both agree that she or he can hear their side of the story. You shouldn't care about it, but what happened in the past may affect y'all future. So I get that part, but by the same token, now go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna put this tidbit up and down. Then we're gonna go into how our trauma and our baggage dealt with
The
dealt with
child rearing.
our child rearing, with raising our children and everything. So I touched on it a little bit, but with that, let me tell you the reason why. And I admit it was me. Um, I don't know if this is. It may be a baggage. I'm dealing with it. So yeah, it may be a baggage. At that time, the reason why I had called and got in contact with his ex-wife and everything, because all I was hearing from him was how bad his first marriage was. And at the same time, around that time, it was still like first few months of the
This is
relationship.
like 3 months in,
Yeah, the first few months of the relationship, he was like, I want to marry you. Now, at that time, I was 20,
and now it's 29.
and I had planned for this decade, the 20s was going to be my years. The 10 years worth of having fun ain't tied down to nobody, just doing me. And yeah, eventually I wanted to get married, but I got scared because I was like, yo, I don't know if I'm ready to be somebody's wife. And then, yeah, he a good dude, but he's so tore up about this marriage. I need to know, like, I had questions and I got nosy. I was like, cause I want to know why she cheated, and he not telling me. And I think he kind of trying to make himself look like he's the perfect dude and everything. He did absolutely nothing wrong, and it's probably something. Well, I did. I called, and the woman told on herself, and I was like, well, okay.
And then after all that blew over, and we finally sat down and have a conversation about it. And I told her, I say, see, I told you. And
Yeah,
I hate to be saying I told you so about certain situations, but ladies, fellas, when somebody sit up here and say certain things, you might want to listen. Because first of all, they know the person a little better than you do. You just coming into the situation, you don't know the person. So if they explaining themselves to you as far as that go, and they being completely honest,
I
you
ain't
know what
thinking
I'm saying?
completely honest. I was like, you're full of shit. You're
And
full of
I
shit.
understand that. I understand that because let's be honest, a lot of men be full of shit, and the women do too. Before we go into the child rearing part of it, let me throw this in there. Now, for everybody out there, I might have mentioned it last week. I don't remember if I did or didn't, but if I did, forgive me for repeating myself. Don't repeat it. Last week, there was a video out by Shula King. It was a post. I think it was on Facebook or Twitter. I'm not sure which one it was, but they
Holy
said
jeez.
the post basically said, "What's the definition of a toxic cheater,
No,
and what happened to you?
have you ever been with a
Have you ever
serial
been with
cheater?
a serial cheater?
Name the time you been with one.
With a and the one guy posted like the girl he was with
Say
that
does not
would
do
say the guy that she was cheating on him with as daddy in her phone. And he every time he would call, he thinking that's her daddy, he take her the phone. So now I have several questions about that. I had the main question is, how the hell did you find out?
I
That's
mean,
that.
yeah, yeah. How
How
did you
you
find
find
out?
out?
But that's now a baggage. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody gonna get over him
That's
like that.
more than baggage. That
He,
is more than baggage. That is mental instability.
I think his whoo, I think his first date, he be like, for a first day, how you doing, man? What's up? You good? You looking good? Give me a phone. That's it.
No, damn that. I would say don't date at least for like six months to a year.
But you know that
Because
ain't happen.
yeah,
You
we
know
I
it don't
know.
happen. We
I
don't
know.
want to be lonely after 30 days. We be like, I get so lonely.
Yeah, but then your mental state ain't in the right space, and you don't want to take
At
that
all.
you don't want to take that pain out on nobody else, putting somebody else through that stuff that you ain't still ain't dealt with or dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
At all. At all. But
So
now,
you
here we go. Now we got a child. Nay's here. Um, Nay gave him a flux at 6 months.
yes, she did. Oh my God,
I ain't
she
gonna
gave
lie, I
me
kind of
the
liked it, but okay.
yeah. That's the petty side of you coming out. But anyway,
Be okay. But there's
but
still drama. There's still
I'm not
drama.
I'm not I ain't mean to cut you off, but
Mhm.
I kind of deserved it, and let me tell you why. Because for those that don't know, I was I was in and out of their life for the first 6 months of her life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I was saying we need to get a DNA test, aka Dana. Yeah, I'm saying that dumb shit. But anyway,
Mhm.
let me continue with the story. So right before Nate was born, no, it was after Nate was born. After she was born, I wound
You
up in the
was
hospital.
you was there the night
Oh, that
before,
was she the night before she was born.
and then after a few hours after she was born, the next
Yeah,
day.
I had came to the hospital. But let me finish this though. Then we're gonna tie this in. We're gonna talk about how it affected how it affected us with the enzyme.
Mhm.
So fast forward, I was in the hospital for 6 days with blood clots.
Mhm.
So I want to say, and then in between there, that I got out the hospital, of course, I was with somebody else, and I was dealing with that situation and with her and all that. And then fast forward to June of the same year, she was 6 months old.
Mhm.
So I go to the house, because I want to see what's going on and everything, make sure she okay. Well, I look down at this girl and say, "Man, this is my motherfucking daughter. I need to kick myself in the ass. This is some
Your
bullshit."
whole face. Your
Whole
whole
face,
face.
hairline, and everything. Everything was
Whole face.
man. You did, and I'm sitting up
Birthmark,
here like,
whole everything.
so, instantly, you know what I'm saying? I started beating myself up. I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. Why would you even deny her? But at the time, I was scared. I didn't know which way to turn. I mean, I had my dad to call if I needed any help or anything, but I'm a grown ass man. I'm like, I should have to call my dad for everything, but no, he been through some shit that I didn't go through at the time. So, and that's another thing with
Yeah.
far as child rearing and stuff going. When
Yeah.
you going
See,
through with with uh with raising the kids, you run into a hiccup or a roadblock or something like that. You can call your people and
yeah.
see what's
Call
going
the
on. How did they
village.
deal with it?
Call your
Yeah,
village. Um, and I'm grateful that we both had the type of support system that didn't keep up the drama.
right,
Like our main support system did not keep up the drama, but was advocating for peace between us. So Naomi didn't have to grow up in chaos from a baby all
right.
the way up. But we did not use them. We did not.
Not at all. Not in the beginning.
we called ourselves doing it ourselves, and it made it worse and
Worse and
worse
worse.
and worse. And ended up giving our daughter and our son a traumatic first little half. Well, not even first little half, but their beginning years
Yeah. But like
was
I say,
kind of
with
traumatic for them.
right, but like I say with Zion, even though I say, I always say Zion don't remember anything because he was a baby at that point. But he would but he don't mention nothing. 'Cause like I say, he don't remember nothing. But they will. They'll mention little stuff that happened that she remember.
But you know what? That's the thing, and I've noticed this. Um, Nay is more vocal. I'm telling
Zion's not.
Zion is not, but Zion communicate non-verbally. Of if
But
it's something wrong and everything. For example, me and Brandon, like some months ago, we was just talking loud. We was having a debate. It wasn't even about us.
it
It
wasn't. It
wasn't
was
about
about
us. It was some.
who we was talking about something. I forgot what we was talking about.
I can't mention names, but it was probably
Oh,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. I remember now. Because when you said
But
that, they instantly made me remember exactly what we was talking about.
yeah, but he- because we was just loud talking and we was going at it and going back about the issue at hand. And they come in the room. Please, y'all don't fight. Please don't fight. I want to keep our family together. They was in the room, and we was debating. We weren't even talking about our family. We was talking about something else. And
Yep.
what Zion did was come instead of with Nay saying, "Please don't fight," and everything. Zion just got up under me and just hugged me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I noticed. I look back on hindsight. Look back even when he was a baby, we was at it. Babies feel that.
They feel
We
it.
don't remember it now, but babies feel that at that time. I know there was times where me and you got into it and they was over at your house. I don't know if you noticed that Zion would crawl up in your arms and
Yeah,
get
after we got
real
through
mushy.
arguing and stuff.
And he'll get real mushy and get real cuddly and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And want a kissy face and everything. That's how he been
Be like that
processing,
since he was a baby.
coping, and trying to calm down the situation. And it was like, dang, we wasn't aware of it until that time. And it was like,
Yep.
no, baby, we ain't arguing. We're not arguing with each other. Oh no, we're just having a friendly debate about a situation. We're not at it with each other, but that that hit hard when you
It
become
did.
aware of how your trauma and your drama that you have with the other parent added on with all your baggage that you coming into it because of what you dealt with. You don't see how it affects how
The
bad it is.
kids.
You know how it affected you as a child, but then when you become parents, you're not really focusing on that it's affecting them that way too.
Right.
And all we can do is just assure them we're not that. We're not going backwards. We're even if we have an issue with each other, we make sure it's at a quiet tone that we can
Well,
talk about
well,
kids
it
doing.
ain't even gotta be a quiet tone. I mean, our kids, they laugh and joke with us all the time. But
Mhm.
we
But
just have to
made sure that they feel.
reassure them that we're not arguing and fussing and fighting and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
because that's what they saw, and that's what
right,
they experienced out of us before. And this is the reason why we talking about this now, because it's like, yep, our
that's
drama,
exactly what happened.
drama, and
Our
it did.
drama, like our drama, it didn't project to them yet, but we trying to prevent it from protecting to them because we
Oh
don't want to
yeah.
send them out in the world and they get into a situation and they think, I gotta fight and argue my way. No, you ain't gotta do all that.
You ain't
It's
gotta
okay
do
to
it. Mm.
yeah, it's okay to disagree with somebody.
And
It's
it's
okay.
also okay to take a beat. You can
Yeah,
table some
you
conversation.
take a break,
You can table
take a
some
break, table the
conversation.
conversation, talk about it later. Cause cooler heads always prevail.
Hmm.
You can't listen. You can't hear the person side and how they feel, and both of y'all hollering and screaming at each other. That's not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. So with that being said, we had our 2 o'clock hour and everything. So we join us back next week. What are we talking about next week? Let's talk. Let's look at the schedule of next week.
Yeah.
Cause I know come around Valentine's Day, we're gonna get canceled.
Oh wait, ain't we talking about child support next week?
No, we're not. That's Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
That is Valentine's Day. Join
Well,
us
you
next
and
week. Next week we're actually talking about family planning.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we touched on it last week. I think we touched on it a little bit this week, but we're gonna really dive into it next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Family
talk
planning.
about We're gonna talk about how we so-called plan for our family
We
because we didn't really
planned.
plan.
Was it a
That we didn't.
plan?
Yeah, we didn't really plan. That's what I'm saying. We didn't really plan for our family like that. But we gonna dive into it and we gonna talk about how we did. We still doing it on the fly, to be honest with you. But
What
you
we did
know,
and what we should have done.
right? We did it the way we should have did it in the beginning. Better late
And
than never, I
also the
always say. But
questions. And also the questions that should have been asked, not only between us, but should be asked with couples. And if
right,
y'all on the same page of, oh, I want to have a family and I want to get married, have a conversation of what that look like.
right, and then
Because it might
have a
not look the
conversation.
same.
Then have a conversation if it's just gonna be with each other, because you never know. You may find out something about that person that you may not be want to rock with.
And even talk about what it looked like if y'all two do have children together and y'all don't make it.
Right.
What do how do we still co-parent our children when we're not together? And how do
Exactly.
we put emotions to the side? Because that's the
Because
only thing that's having all this drama, baby mama, baby drama, daddy drama, everybody in their feelings.
yep.
And
And
that's
and
what's
and
happening. And
that's
then the week after that, wonderful Valentine's Day, Love Day, we're gonna talk about child support.
mm-hmm.
The child
And I know a
support.
lot of and I know a lot of people gonna get mad with us, but
We're gonna get canceled.
we gonna get, at this particular juncture, I don't give a damn. We gonna talk about it because it needs to be talked about.
So, with that being said, join us next week, same time, same place. Unfortunately, we was trying to do both YouTube and Facebook, but Facebook still tripping. So, we're gonna be on here. So make sure you get this link, you share this link, share the page, subscribe, share the
Like,
page,
comment, share, subscribe, and if you like what
and
we throwing down, put it in the comments below.
yes.
You know,
And
and
if
if you
there's
want, and
anything else that you want us to talk about before this season is out, or if it's a lot, we're gonna end up a lot of topics to talk about that y'all want us to talk about, we're gonna end up having another season. but let us know what you want to talk about and what you want to how to bring more peace to the family. We might get into
mm,
some peace, trying to find some method to bring some peace to our own individual families and everything.
right,
Just to
right.
have peace, okay? So meet us back here, same time, same place. Share the link, like, comment, share, describe, and
Subscribe.
subscribe and everything. And We'll see you next week. Love y'all. Love y'all. Mwah.
Be safe, y'all.
Bye.